Good day, everyone. So, today's topic will be about the copy strategy and brand equity. It is Wes Saliegas, your reporter. So, on the first slide, what do we mean when we say the copy strategy? So, a copy strategy is a 1 to 2 page document that summarizes a digital marketing strategy. It helps to guide the communication actions that a company wants to carry out. In other words, a copy strategy is a specification that allows an agency to know exactly what it must do to meet the expectation of an advisor or an advertiser rather. So, a copy strategy is a roadmap drawn by between an advertiser and a communications agency. So, in concrete terms, an advertiser will ask an agency to create an advertising or marketing campaign. Within this framework, the two parties will agree on a set of specifications. So, this document defines the broad outlines of the project that the advertiser entrusts to the agency. So, um, it is therefore a reference document which is established at the launch of any communication campaign. So, so in short, the strategy defines all the elements that a communication action must respect. So it accompanies, completes, and it integrates with your brief by providing your agency with framing elements. And on the next slide, you can see here we will topic about the four elements of an effective copy strategy. So what will be the four elements of an effective copy strategy? So on the next slide, number one is about the background information, client details, and project goals. So a copy strategy is all about how you're going to reach those goals for your client. So restating the goals adds important context to your conversation can guide future copy choices. What does it mean? So it might be obvious that you should have information about your client is, what the company does, and their products or services are, and what their marketing goals are. But you'd be surprised at the number of people who leave it out. It might seem redundant to reiterate this information, especially if you've got it elsewhere. So first, the overall purpose it is to act as a foundational strategy guide. We want this to be the one single document you need to refer back to. So that means putting every piece of relevant information, including your goals. And second, this is a fantastic place to check in with your client that you've properly understood their needs and goals. So, especially if those goals shifted since your initial needs assessment. And on the next slide, we will tackle the second element of a copy strategy. So, it is the who, your audience. So no copy strategy is complete without at least one identified audience because it's nearly impossible to write effective copy without knowing who you're writing to. Plus, different people and different audiences care about different things, which means your final copy will need to emphasize different features, benefits, and selling points depending who it's targeted towards. Just to make sure each audience contains all of the information you'll need to write effective copy for them, diba? Specifically, who your customer is, what's going on in their life right now, their external and internal challenges, the transformation they'll experience, their primary concerns, objections, or questions, and what stage of awareness they're in. So remember, people buy for emotional reasons and justify with logic afterwards. So make sure you include that feelings your customer will experience. This sets the foundation for your customers, or this sets the foundation for your next stage. The next slide we will tackle about the number 3 element. So number 3 is what. The what. Your positioning. Your positioning. So positioning is how you clearly communicate the value of your offer to your audience. So it's a key part of your marketing as it tells your target audience what you do, why you're better, and why it's beneficial to them. A great positioning segment includes information like your unique value proposition. Number 2, key differences that make your product or service unique. Additional support messaging, like things that are important to know but don't quite hit top billing. And company values and other information that sets your business apart. And anything else that make your marketing team should know about your position in the market. And lastly, the fourth one will be about the how, your voice. So, voice is about using word choice and sentence structure to convey personality to your reader. Tone is about the level of formality you're going to have with your reader. Shifting word choice, sentence structure, or your level of formality can dramatically transform your copy, helping you to stand out from your competitors or making you blend in with them. So whatever your brand voice is, it needs to be used consistently across all of your marketing assets. So, what does it mean? Alright, so what it means is it is not enough to just know what information you need to communicate and who you're speaking to. You also need to know how you're going to say those things. That's where voice and tone come in. If your voice is inconsistent, your customers will have trouble identifying you and your marketing can come across as jumbled or incoherent. For the four elements of an effective copy strategy. And on the next slide, we will tackle about the brand equity. So what is brand equity? So brand equity is a term used to describe the value of having a recognized brand based on the idea that firmly established and reputable brands are more successful. More specifically, it's a set of brand assets and liabilities linked to a brand name and symbol, which add to or subtract from the value provided by a product or service. Next, so why is brand equity important? So brand equity is important for a number of reasons. One reason is increased customer loyalty. A strong brand equity can lead to increased customer loyalty as consumers are more likely to choose a brand they know and trust. This can lead to repeat purchases and more stable customer base. Another reason is higher perceived value. So brands with strong equity are often to command higher prices for their products or services as consumers perceive them as having greater value. Next, a strong brand can also give a company a competitive advantage in the market, as consumers are more likely to choose a familiar brand over a lesser known brand or over a lesser known one. This can help the company gain a greater market share as consumers are more likely to choose a trusted brand over competitors. Additionally, brands with strong equity often have a positive reputation and are able to provide high quality products or services, which can lead to a greater customer satisfaction. We will tackle about 4 components of the brand equity. Next, number 1 is about the brand loyalty. So this component measures the support that customers have toward a brand. For example, a customer who only purchases groceries at one store has brand loyalty to that store. According to the Aker model, strong brand loyalty can allow a company to focus on maintaining its loyal customers, which can help reduce marketing costs. It also gives companies an advantage over their competitors in the market, who may be unable to convince loyal customer to switch brand. So what does it mean when we say the word brand loyalty? So brand loyalty is when a customer consistently buys product from one brand over its competitors. Sometimes customers remain loyal to a specific brand because they want to associate with the ideals the brand's identity represents. In this way, a customer bases their loyalty on an emotional connection the brand has established. An example of this would be an environmentally conscious customer buying toothpaste only from a brand that markets itself as environmentally friendly. Alright, so how about number two? So in number two, in the next slide, we will tackle about the brand awareness. So brand awareness considers the public's familiarity with a brand. For example, a company has high brand awareness if a majority of people living in an area recognize the company's name and know what they sell. The Acre model suggests that companies with brand awareness can use their visibility in a community to attract more customers, which can increase their revenue. This awareness can also help customers feel more comfortably with their decision to purchase products or services from a company. Brand awareness means. So, a brand awareness is a marketing term for the degree which consumers recognize a product by its name. So, ideally, consumers' awareness of the brand may be include positive perceptions of the qualities that distinguish the product from its competition. And brand awareness is dependent on the consumer's ability to recollect and recognize a brand and associate it with a particular product or service. It is a term used to describe how aware people are of your brand and what it has to offer. Alright? And number three, perceived quality or brand perception. So a brand's perceived quality refers to the public's understanding of its products or services. So for example, a company that sells a higher priced version of an item may have more perceived quality than one that sells the same item at a lower. So a brand's perceived quality can lead customers to view the company as a reliable, which gives them a reason to purchase its product or services. Perceived quality can also help companies differentiate themselves from their competitors. Perceived quality or a brand perception. So a brand perception to the way the consumers and potential customers think of a company. Positive brand perception can promote customer loyalty and help a company grow its customer base. So if you're a marketing or advertising professional, learning about brand perception can help you create marketing content that appeals to consumers. Brand perception combines that feelings, experiences, and attitudes that a customer has about a product or service. Though a business can control the messaging that shapes these ideals through things like product development, packaging, and public relations, the consumer is the person who creates their own brand perception. They may form this perception through personal interactions or other methods. And the last one is about the brand associations. Okay, so the brand associations. So this component measures the connections that customers have to a brand. These associations can include the information a customer has gathered about the company, such as through advertising or their emotions about brand. So for example, if a customer feels happy after hearing a company's name, they have a positive association with that brand. And brand association can help create a positive attitude towards a company that can encourage customers to buy its product or services. So what does it mean? So a brand association is a mental connection a customer makes between your brand and a concept, image, emotion, experience, person, interest, or activity. So this association can be immediately positive or negative, and it heavily influences purchase decisions. So brand association helps people remember your brand and its unique qualities and include those that differentiate you from your competitors. So by fostering familiarity and reinforcing recognizable attributes, brand association provides customers with concepts, visuals, and attitudes that can help facilitate brand recall. That's it for my topic. I hope you've learned something, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.